Hey, grade 11's fourth video on the nervous system called the Reflex Arc. And I'm going to show you a little diagram here in a sec, but I just want to talk you through it. Reflexes are involuntary, so you don't have to think about it. They're protective mechanisms, automatic. They just happen. When something stimulus happens, you get a reflex. Response to a given stimulus. That stimulus could be a lot of different things. But things like blinking, like somebody makes a motion towards you and you blink, that's an automatic response. Sneezing, that's when material gets into your lungs or into your airway. You sneeze, the little cilia catch those, you sneeze to get those out. Coughing, when stuff is in your lungs, that's an involuntary response. You can cough on purpose, but most coughing is involuntary. And pupil dilation, like if your eyes get a lot of sunlight in them, they scrunch down to limit the light, or if it's a real dark room, they open up to allow as much light in. Those are things you don't have to think about and are automatic. So the pathway is information comes in to a receptor. All right, I'll use a hot stove as an example. Put your hand on a hot stove. There are heat receptors in your hand. If it's real hot, they would all fire. Okay, they send a message up. The sensory neuron would come up my arm, sensory neuron towards my spinal cord. They then hit the relay neurons in the spinal cord. Some would be in the brain, like the ones for blinking and that, but let's use spinal cord here. Then a motor neuron, the message goes back down my arm to my bicep muscle, and I would pull my hand off the hot stove. That's called the effector. All right, the muscles of the bicep would flex to get my hand off there as quick as I can. Again, you don't have to think about it. It would just happen. When you get enough stimulus, the reflex arc happens. So we can use this processes of a nervous system to kind of explain that. So this isn't a reflex arc, but this is the pathway as well. Receptors, let's say somebody comes and taps you on the shoulder. Receptors in the skin sense the touch or the other stimuli. Sensory neuron transmits the touch message. In this case, it's not a reflex. This is interpreted by the brain. You have experience of somebody tapping you on the shoulder, so that feeling would be similar to something that's happened in the past, so your brain interprets that. It then sends a motor message back to the muscles of your neck, and you can then turn your shoulder and see who's tapping you on the neck. So the pathway of the reflex arc and our normal is the same. The only difference is, in this example, you think about someone touching you, you make a response. The reflex arc, it is involuntary and automatic. When there's a sense of danger, like burning your hand, it happens instantaneously for protection. Okay guys, take care. I'll talk to you soon.